When was the last time you destroyed a whole galaxy with a single sneeze? Gross.
Guys, welcome back to Comic Book Punch.
Yes.
We're going to talk about the Superman's amazing super abilities.
All of them. He's got tons. We got tons to go over, tons to go through.
At least tens of tons.
Or probably like five solid ones.
Five of
Just a couple.
tons. And we're just going to jump into it?
Yeah, go ahead.
Like we do every week?
Let's do.
Just jump
go
right
for it.
in.
Let's talk about his main ones. His main super abilities.
We're going to, because he gets some
got some weird ones. We'll talk about those later.
But I'm just gonna dive in, right?
Go ahead. Go for it.
So first we're gonna talk about main thing. Superman's abilities. He gets all of his abilities from mostly just the power of the sun.
Yeah.
He's like a solar powered man.
Yeah.
I was gonna say engine, but he's not an engine. He's not even a man.
Who knows what
He's
he
an
is?
alien man. Alien man.
He's like a god for us, but he's definitely a man. Yeah.
Yes. And from that, I mean, he gets his heat vision. He gets longevity. He has this new ability, solar flare.
Solar flare. Yep.
And like down the rest of the list, he's got his super strength. So his strength, he learns this another new ability, kinetic explosion.
Okay.
Like his punches explode.
Okay.
Kind of thing. He has a super speed, super lungs, and super senses.
Okay.
And then we start getting into some
oddball,
other
weird
odd stuff.
Like any ability that anyone ever has, Superman has, you just got to put the word super in front of it, and then it's way better than anybody else can do.
Right.
So
it's like one of those things that I feel like in these comic books when we're making these, it was like anything Superman does is super. And therefore it is a new ability for Superman to have.
Okay. I mean, one of the major things that Superman definitely has, we'll talk about, is super strength. Now, tell us about how strong Superman really is.
Well, I'll do that.
In my notes.
In my notes right here. Superman currently known, and he can definitely lift more than this, as stated from the comic, that he can lift 5.972 sextillion tons.
I have no idea what that means. Apparently it's like the equivalent weight of the whole Earth that was put on the machine, and he was told to bench press this machine, and he does it for 5 days straight. And what does he say at the end of the 5 days straight? After the machine breaks, the machine can't even keep up with him anymore. And what does he say?
He says, "That all you got?"
Is that all you got? He only breaks one bead of sweat during the whole 5 days of lifting this thing. So that's how super strong he is. I also read in another comic where there was this one evil chemist scientist who creates this small black hole. And the Justice League gets to it, and before it explodes, the best idea that Superman came up with was just to cup the little black hole, and he ends up saving the galaxy by holding the black hole in his hands. Like, that's how unbelievably strong he is. Yeah, I mean, who can beat that?
Nobody that I know so far.
Right.
God.
Maybe.
Although I haven't seen God do that.
I don't know.
But from what I know, he cups the whole universe in his hands.
The whole universe in his hand.
Or at least he has the world in his hand.
All right. So besides his super strength, we talked about he does have super speed. I mean, he's super fast.
Which to say a little thing about his speed, because what's stated in the Superman Red Sun, his speed is 10 times faster than the speed of thought.
Which
I would say
incredible.
That has to be pretty fast, because our minds are like constantly like processing things like super fast when we're not even paying attention.
Right.
Like we're processing things.
Yeah.
And I know like trying to recall stuff maybe not be that fast, but
right.
Our mind is working in ways that we don't even know. And Superman is 10 times faster than that.
That's crazy.
And that's pretty fast, but I always wondered, like, there's something about Superman's speed and the Flash's speed, which are like kind of I categorize them as something different because Superman is just fast, but then there's the thing is like he doesn't have the speed force,
Right, and Flash
and
totally.
Flash does have the speed force, so that's a different two different things. I just
Right.
wanted to lay that out there.
Yeah.
Um,
So besides his super speed, we're gonna talk about his super lungs. Was really good to mention. The
Yeah.
fact that he can blow out these with a single breath, these massive force of just air and coldness. He could pretty much freeze objects. There's been one issue where he blew out so much air that it took out the heat from the sun in one breath. I mean, that's Superman. That's ridiculous.
that's super.
That's super. That's super awesome.
So that's expelling. He can also
Right.
suck in. He can suck in an extreme force, like as he sucks up a whole like tornado and spits it out into space.
That's crazy.
And then the other thing I want to talk about is his super senses.
Okay.
And with that, he has super hearing,
Okay.
right? So that's like he can hear everything. Like in the comic books, he's able to even hear like across like galaxies.
Okay.
He can hear things, which is also kind of weird because there's like no sound waves and
Right,
things
right.
in space. He also has like selective hearing, so when he can pick out like certain
Block
things,
everything
especially
else out.
block everything out, and like just tune into one thing.
Okay.
And then he has his X-ray vision. He has telescopic vision,
Okay.
where he can see far distances.
Okay.
And then he has microscopic vision, where he can like zoom in,
Yeah.
like a microscope,
Yeah.
to see atoms and everything like that.
Right.
Which also comes in with his ability to like X-ray into your mind and focus on a single thing, like he does in the Elite movie, where he fights the Elite and does like a surgical precision thing on this guy's mind.
Right on. Right on.
And then he has a super smell.
Super smell. Okay. Smell the barbecue
Smell
from
that?
a mile away.
I smell Korean barbecue
For
in
sure.
Korea.
I'm on my way. That's awesome. So everyone knows about his senses, his lungs, and obviously Superman flies. But it didn't always start off like that. In the original comics, he didn't really fly. He was able to jump over huge buildings in a single
Yeah,
bound.
and that came from his strength.
Okay,
right?
so the strength ability.
Strength ability. Which then I think it was in the animated, when they first started animating him, it was, and I think I heard this from the PBS when they were talking about superheroes, but when they first started animating superheroes, or Superman, it was easier to make him just fly instead of like constantly jumping around all over the place.
So
And
Superman's
that's where his flight ability
Superman's
comes
ability to fly came from laziness. Just complete, utter laziness. That's how
from.
Superman
And now
is
it's
able to
just
fly.
a kind of like ability
is
that he
awesome.
has.
That is
makes him
awesome.
Superman. Now let's get into these crazy ones.
Okay, so after finding out all these, obvious things that Superman can do, we came across some weird ones. You did have on the list that Superman is super intelligent. I mean, he's
Yes.
a smart guy. He definitely knows what's up.
And that actually comes from like Kryptonians on their own planet are
Okay.
like already geniuses compared
Right.
to like on
Humans?
Earth.
Okay.
But apparently when you're in the presence of a yellow sun, you become a super genius,
Okay.
which is an above genius level.
So, besides him having this super knowledge, he does have another superpower. It's called super mathematics, where he's able to just add and multiply like really fast and come up with the answer really quickly. That is his another super ability, his super mathematics.
Which I wonder if his like super speed also processes into his like super fast thinking.
No, I would be horrible when it comes to super math. There's no way I'd be able to keep up with that. It would be ridiculous. Another weird superpower that we've... there was like a list of weird superpowers that we found for Superman. It was super landscaping. I don't know what the heck that's all about, but apparently he can just like plant crops at an amazing speed and just...
Which just comes down to his speed.
yeah, like it's super... Anything that humans can do, Superman can do it. Just put the word super in front of it and it's just super awesome. So super landscaping, super mathematics, super weaving. Okay, this guy can weave a blanket like super fast and super awesome.
This
So
just comes down to, I think he just has tons of knowledge of stuff and just does it really fast.
So yeah, that's awesome. Another interesting thing that I saw along with his mind and his intelligence was the super hypnosis, where that kind of explains why people don't see him as Superman when he's dressed up as Clark Kent. That is using his hypnosis abilities to trick everyone else to not, distinguish the two. Like, I'm Clark Kent, I'm not Superman. That's
right, because they just can't
abilities.
see him the same. His hypnosis comes down to a thing of we see Clark Kent as like this weak person,
someone completely separate,
and then we see Superman as this really strong, great guy. Which then like brings up the question, like, wait, is Superman even the way that we vision him? The way that we vision him?
Yeah. Who knows? Who knows? It could be completely opposite of what he's supposed to look like. It'd be horrible. Yes, I wanted to bring that up too. There's another ability. I think it's from the movie, the Super Kiss.
Yes,
that's from the movie, right? Where
it's from the movie, and apparently he also uses it in the comic.
Okay,
I forget where. Again, I didn't write that one down, and
Which
should
is
have.
Really, I mean, now that you think about it, it's kind of weird, kind of.
But then again, it's just like, okay, that's like a super hypnosis
I
kind
guess,
of thing, or
but
even
like
a,
you have to kiss somebody to like erase their memory. That's kind of date rapey, isn't it? Like,
right.
like that's kind of weird.
But that's where he has his super telepathy.
Okay,
that he can do, and he can like plant thoughts into people's heads.
That's
so
weird.
It doesn't mean that he. I guess it wouldn't be exactly mean that he can actually remove thoughts too. But I mean, to have to kiss them.
That's
more
weird.
of like that's more of like.
Let's
what if I don't want?
Happens,
let's forget this ever happened. Gaze into my eyes as I
make out,
hypnose you,
God,
and
like
then kiss
Saturday.
you and remove your memories.
That's horrible.
Superman, you're a little creepy.
That is a little creepy. That is a little creepy.
So another ability was
another weird ability.
And it was the self duplication.
Okay.
And so there's two instances that he does that. He can split himself into two people. There's like the red Superman and the blue Superman, and then I think he did that in like Adventures of Superman, where he duplicates himself, and then there was the comic book where he ends up doing that to himself. Okay. And then even in the newer ones, that after he died, like his energy like divided up into two different red and blue, like electric Superman.
Okay.
So there was that. But then the ability that you had mentioned before, the ability to shoot miniature versions of himself out of his hand.
It would have been cool if it was just that would have been like the origins of Mighty Mouse. It wasn't Superman. It would just be a whole bunch of
Mighty Mouse.
They're like, oh, that's where it comes from. That's perfect.
Mighty Mouse comes from the palm of Superman.
That's perfect.
But we got to wrap this up. So another ability is he has the ability to shapeshift his face or his body,
which is really weird.
Reconfigure the muscles
like
and
a disguise,
color skin tone of himself, and then,
which in the comics it looks like he's just doing this.
He's just like,
and then he has a new face, which makes no sense. But it's awesome. Another super ability. It's perfect.
And then he has a super diet.
Okay.
So this again goes. He apparently gets all the nutrition that he needs from the sun.
So he doesn't even need food.
Yeah, he doesn't even need food.
Okay.
And as it's like stated in the comic book, that he just eats out of habit.
Oh, that's kind of nice.
So,
like, I don't need bacon.
I don't.
But I'm just gonna. I'm
never hungry, but.
Might as well.
I'll eat because it tastes good.
Humans are doing it.
He still has taste buds.
Okay. We just enjoy.
Which I kind of wonder how it was on Krypton. Did they eat?
I mean, who knows?
Or did they get some just sort of like
source of energy? I don't know.
I don't know.
That's crazy.
But there's the comic where he's eating a ton of hamburgers.
What?
And he has like a super like huge. He can consume tons of
That is
food.
awesome. Super Burger Man.
So he has super eating.
Super eating. That is
ability.
awesome. We should have opened up with that. That's way better than flying.
I'm getting hungry now.
All right, so
But we'll end with that.
yeah, we're gonna sum that up for Superman's abilities and jump right into the next segment of going over the art of the week.
Yeah, our art and cosplay of the week.
Yes.
Though we only have the fan art of the week.
That's
we don't
okay.
we don't have a cosplay.
That's okay.
For this week.
We'll get them next week.
But if you do want to be a cosplayer of the week, submit your cosplay to our Instagram.
Yes, we would love to talk about it.
But for this week, we have from, oh my gosh, I didn't even get it. I didn't even write his name down.
Oh boy. We'll put that in somewhere too.
We'll put that in, or I can just pull it up really quick. But he has this Deadpool picture.
Oh yeah, it's awesome.
And
yeah, he was pointing out earlier that the color blending on this Deadpool image is pretty awesome. It actually looks very kind of realistic for it being, picture. It looks really cool.
yeah, this is from Jonathan a lot.
Jonathan a lot. Some of the work is pretty awesome too. There's that one image that he posted up of the Stranger Things, which I thought was super cool. And that's a very popular show.
I just watched Stranger Things. Me and my brother and friends. Just
do it. Everyone's doing it. If you haven't watched it, watch it already, so we could talk about it later too. Okay.
It's really good.
It's good. It's good.
And I really can't wait until they do another season because they really leave it open.
Yeah.
At the end. And then the other image he has Batgirl.
Yep.
Here, which I love Batgirl. I love my girl superheroes.
Yeah. Good work.
They're doing so awesome.
It's really good work.
Yeah.
Cool.
But great work, Jonathan.
Keep it up. Send some more.
Send some more stuff because we want to show more of your stuff and more of everybody else's stuff on our Instagram. Go and follow us at Comic Book Punch and tag your cosplay and fan art with hashtag
all that stuff.
CB Punch.
We'll get to it.
And we will feature you on our Instagram, and you'll even have a chance to be featured here on our show.
Yes. Yes. Thank you so much for watching. That concludes this episode.
Yeah. Check out our after show, which is just the other thing. And
after party.
A link up at the top.
We do a lot of shoulder shrugs.
And we're going to be playing Super Fight. Super Fight.
Stick around for that. It's going to get really weird. It's going to get really weird.
Talking about crazy abilities.
Super sneeze all over your face.
Till next time, guys. Let's punch it out.
I'm not Superman. I can't do that long.
Can I punch?
Bye.